Hello all, thanks for joining for today's session. Most of lies we know our processor our operating system was belong to two bit only, right? One is x32 bit and x64 bit. Okay, but sir, whenever I say that x32, why we are seeing x86 means 32-bit process performance was developed on the x86 Intel processor families. That's the reason whenever I am calling it as a X 32-bit, we are not going to see 32. We are going to see the processor family of x86. Okay. Now 64-bit. Now how to see that 64-bit are like you can see MS info 32. If you open, you can see that. See, I'm using 64-bit processor. Okay. Now, sir, high-end version can bear lower version. Lower version cannot bear higher versions. Means if you are using hardware 64-bit processor, you can install either 32-bit operating system, either 64-bit operating system. Nowadays, it's almost gone. Nobody are using 32-bit operating systems. Everybody is like currently stay using on 64-bit operating system. That's okay. I agree with you. Like 32 is okay, 64-bit okay. What is like i8 64? And can anyone please? When you open SQL Server 2008 R2 ISO image file in the in the architecture, you can see that x86 and why it has been grayed out. Can anyone hint please? Why? Because this has been grayed out and later versions it has been removed. Why? Because x64 bit is the advanced 64-bit architecture. Can anyone help me with this? Parallel addiction. Yeah, can anyone read this line please for me or this one? Anyone? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Yeah. Itanium, it's a very long instruction word architecture, allowing multiple instructions to be executed in parallel within single clock cycle. This design aimed to provide optimize parallelism of the instruction level. Okay, sir. This architecture allows CPUs internally multiple CPUs that can execute instructions in parallel way. Sir, we are introducing parallelism at the hardware level as well. But why it is not been adapted means why? Because it was advanced. We industry cannot understand its advanced future, so it struggled to gain widespread adoption. So nobody acquired those technology. That's the reason Intel has stopped the production in 2020. That's the reason if nobody is using the processor anything, why should Microsoft has to be invest money in that, especially providing software into that for further architecture. That's the reason after 2008 R2 it has been removed. I will show you tomorrow this one. Okay. Now this is what, sir, how to recognize, sir, by seeing you I can say that you are email female or male, and I can say that some your name are like, sir, some names will be there, right, to recognize and to communicate like that. So if you want to how you are going to recognize system, how many ways are there? Can anyone help me with that? Hello, am I audible? Let me help.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, can anyone help me with that, sir? Sir, first of all, every system will have some name, right? So by using the name, we can communicate with the system. By using the IP address, we can communicate system. By using like MAC address, we can communicate with the systems. All these are we are not going to direct. We are not going to use MAC address direct communicately. It will use by routers and something like. But they for the system they are communicating with the MAC address. So net bias name is also name, but it was used only in older versions to identify the network devices. And service tag is there, serial number is there. Okay, FQDN is there, DNS, CNAME, and Active Directory objects, device IDs. All these IDs are we are going to use to communicate or to recognize. Sir, mainly in our case, we are going to use name, IP address, FQDN, DNS, and Active Directory. All these things we are going to use to work with the servers. That's okay. I agree. Now coming to IP address, sir, all these are like foundations, sir. If we learn the foundation or anything that like after that we can build a strong building on top of that foundation. Okay, so now coming to IP address. Sir, IP addresses was two types. One is IPv4. Here you can see that, right? IPv4, IPv6. IP stands for Internet Protocol version 4, Internet Protocol version 6. Internet IPv4 is 32-bit address. IPv6 is a 128-bit address. Generally, IPv4 is that it look like this, and IPv6 looks like this. See how much bigger this. This is the reason. Still, still, it is IPv4 is outdated, but still we are renewing and using the IPv4 only. IPv6 is not in use, but no one is adapting this technology. So it is going slowly. Okay. Now, sir, now if I see here, now, now ncpa.cpl, you can use any IP addresses as here, IPv4 properties. Sir, I am using any number 192 or anything. Automatically subnet mask will get populated here. Sir, what is subnet masks are here is, sir, whenever we are giving N98.168.1.3, sir, whenever we are giving subnet mask will help us what is the network bit and what is the host bits to the operating system. Okay, so now subnet mask is very crucial to identify what are the network bits, what are the host bits for the operating system. Without IP address, system cannot recognize that number anything. What is the it will recognize that number, but it will not recognize what is the IP, what is that host bits and everything. Okay, that's the reason subnet mask is very important. Okay, now that is done, sir. 32 subnet mask is 32-bit number used in networking to divide the IP address into number of parts. What are the number of parts? Network portion, host portion. Identify the network which the device belongs to. Identify the individual within the network. Sir, I have one IP address 182.168.1.0. What is the subnet mask for that? 255.255.255.0. Sir, whenever you have a 255, you can ignore. Whenever there is a zero, okay, that is called host bits. Means from randomly you can use the one this net randomly you can use from 1 to 255 IP addresses you can fit into this network. Now this is network portion up to here, up to a network portion this is 10 bit. Now this network belongs to, now you can add 254 devices you can use this but sir previously I showed 255, right? Why you are using 254 means 255 related to broadcasting. So that's the reason we can use up to in this network we can connect 254 for devices. Now in this network how where which we need to convert either how we are telling to the SQL to the operating system this is the host bit, this is the network bit because of this subnet. This is how, this is what subnet mask is. Okay, in the interview they might, why sir, why we are learning all of this? We are DBAs. Sir, no matter you are a DB or not, if we have to work in Azure as well, right? In the Azure we have had sir, if you said that sir I had knowledge of Azure, nobody will believe that you had a certification of Azure fundamentals. Okay, at that time you need subnet mask. In the interview also they will ask you if you go with the Azure in your resume. So that at that time you can say this answer. The subnet mask works in the conjunction with the IP address to determine which part of the address refers to network and which part refers to host. And you can say this example as well. So that interviewer might expert that might impress that okay, this guy is having good knowledge at internal networking internals as well. Okay. Now coming to any doubts?
Harsha, Harsha, can you repeat once again on the subnet mask?
Yep. Um, for example, sir, why subnet mask is required? First question that I had. Okay. Okay. Now, if I go here, if I go here, sir, every operating system will have an IP address. Yes or no? By default, we will give to communicate with the internet and anything. We required one IP address, right? Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So now when the operating system gives that, it will take that number only, but it will not identify what is the IP address, what is the network into that. Yes or no? Hello.
Yeah.
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 192.168 1.10. Okay, this IP address will be converted into binary language. After converting language, it will consider like that only, but it will not identify what is the network portion, what is the host portion. So to get to connect to the to interact with the IP addresses networks, we need some IP addresses, right? In that that network devices should act. Let's for example that okay, I will draw one picture. Sir, this is my router. Okay, this is my router, sir. Okay. Now this is my compute, my devices. Okay, these are all belongs to one subnet, and these are all belongs to one subnet. Okay, VLANs or whatever you said it now, right? Generally. Now, whenever this system wants to talk to this system, okay, now the system has to prove either the system has to prove that it has to belongs to this subnet. Okay, how it is going to communicate or say to the because of subnet mask. Subnet mask will tell that okay, you are belong to this network. Okay, now this router will send the communication to this device. Okay, so that is the advantage of subnet mask. IP address is the dummy. Okay, it's a subnet mask only will help IP addresses to the operating system. Is telling that okay, this IP address belongs to this network. So you should communicate with only this kind of subnets operating system who are staying in the same subnet. Got it? Got it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first time it will be difficult. So watch again, you will get to know. In the interview point of view, you can say up this point, and you can take this example. Okay. Now, for example, sir, this is the like IP address, right? This is the IP address. In this, what is network portion? What is the host portion? How we are going to say because of this subnet mask. Wherever zero is there, right? In the zero place, whatever number you put doesn't matter. It will become IP address. Up to 1 to 254, you will get that 254. You can IP you can connect those many devices in this network 192.168 network. Now copy this one. So this is your network ID, right? This is network like that up to one. Right, like this up to uh, 3, 4, 5, like that. You will use up to 254 devices you can use. Like see, these are the network. Sir, how we are going to, these are all these like IP addresses. These are all IP addresses belongs to 192.168.1 network. Sir, how we are telling that? Because of subnet mask. Okay, that's okay. Now IP addresses, right? Okay, sir. we have public job or government job. Agree or not? We are all doing private job only. Agreed? Are you anyone doing private job? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So IP addresses also divided into public and private. Sir, IP addresses, these are all public IP addresses. One is class A, class B, class C, D, and E. Okay. Class A, what start from 0 to 127. Okay. Class B starts 128 to 191. Class 92 is starts from 192 to 223, 224 to 223, 240 to 225. Sir, now total IPv4 address size means what do you say, sir? Total IPv4 address means 0.0.0 to 225, 225, 225. Can I say like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, it's not, I cannot recommend this option. Sir, whenever we had an Azure problem in networking issue, especially for immediate troubleshooting, instead of is to get resolved, meantime we will add this 0.0.0.2 255 255 255 IP addresses because everybody can connect who are having proper credentials. Okay, so now this is, sir. Now C does a D and E are used for separate purpose. What purpose? Used for multicasting and broadcasting. Used for research and development purpose. For military purposes. Sir, military have separate walkie-talkies. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes.
Police also separate walkie-talkie. Yes or no? So
Yeah.
those you whatever message you say, right, that should be broadcasted to other devices. Yes or no? The same thing, the same here as well. Okay, so those I broadcasted devices and everything other internal protocols will use to broadcast, right? For CCNA, your all some devices will do broadcast. For that reason, for that to develop those kind of protocols and everything, Class D and Class E was reserved. Sir, no need to learn about this for us. Now mainly three things. One is class A, class B, class C is related. Okay. Sir, if you use class A IP address, how many networks are here? How many networks? 16.7 million. 1 million means 1 million means 10 lakhs, right?
10 lakhs. Yeah.
Yeah, these many hosts are. I am selling host per network. If you break again that subnet, if you break this subnet, again it will come multiple networks. Okay, that we used to call it as a subnetting. Breaking the network, okay, into multiple networks is called subnetting. Okay, sir, this is okay, sir. What is our world population, sir? What is our world population? Sir, India only 1.4, China also 1.4. Yes or no? Sir, in the Asia, our both countries are also having, I mean, we are occupying the class A, all the IP addresses. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So now what happened? Organization called like who is managing this IP addresses, right? They got one doubt. I, array, I mean to say, if we use this many IP addresses, sir, you know IoT devices, right? IoT. IoT means your fridge, your AC, your oven, all will have IP addresses in the future. While coming from your home, okay, you want to have your fridge, your water cool in the fridge. Now you know that. So by opening your mobile, you can switch. You can turn on you can turn on the deep fridge from your mobile. By 1 hour, it will get cool. So all these things will happen in the right now. It is happening, but is not yet adapting very fastly. So for those, we require so many IPs. For humans only, we don't have IPs. Where should I come? Where should I come? Bring all of these IPs. So now what they have done? Okay, instead of keeping some public all the public address, let's keep some IPs reserved as a private IP address in class A, class B, and class C. What are those? These are things. Now in the class A, 10.10.10.0 to 10.225.225 all belongs to private IP addresses. Okay, now these are all the private one in class B 172 or 16 up to 172.31. In the class B address 32 631, any IPs comes to between this range are private IP addresses. In the class C 192.168. Or 255. All these are private address, you have to by hand it. Okay. Um, Now, sir, why I am learning, how should I know whether I am using our private or public IP address? I will show you in couple of minutes. Sir, uh, now how I am connected to the internet? How I am connected to the internet? That's what's I matter. Not only me, everybody. Now, sir, this is my computer. My computer has a wireless connection to the router. This router have uh, this router have wire I mean from this from router to I have a broadband connection to the ISP who is providing internet for me. From there it is having to connected to the internet. This we call it as internet, right? Internet means Google, whatever it is, right? You can, it's for simple understanding, we can say google.com. Right, sir. Whenever I tried double double dot google.com. Okay, so now what is my current IP address? We'll see. Open IPv config. Sir, I'm using wireless adapter, right? So wireless, this is IPv6, not required. Now we need a wireless IPv4. This is that, right? Ethernet, right? Uh, Sir, what is the IP address are here? 192.168.0.1. Okay. Now go to the paint. Can anyone help me with that? 192.168. What is the number? What is the number, guys?
0.101.
0.109. Yeah, thank you. Sir, whenever I browsing www.google.com, this is my IP address. When it goes to router and up to it is going to 192 only. In the router, it will converted to the public IP addresses. Not only this thing, right, sir? This is my laptop, sir. From the same to the same network, I have connected my mobile. I have connected my TV. Everything will have some private IP addresses only. Everything will have private IP addresses. The router will convert the private IP address into public IP address. Sir, where should I know my public IP address? Who will give the private IP address? Sir, your internet provider will provide your public IP address. You go just Google and type what is my public IP address. Now, sir, this is my public IP address. Now, the router will convert the router will convert like this. Now, whenever the request goes to the Google. Now you tell me, the Google will see 49 or 192.
49.
Yes, 49. Good. Sir, router will see, google.com will see only 49. Okay, this was helping to reserve the public IP addresses. Instead of wasting all three public IP addresses here, we are using private IP addresses. Okay, like the router will help us in the home router. Sir, in the what kind of router I am using, sir? Yeah, just go to the default gateway, copy, and you just go to here, type. What is that? Sir, I'm using this TP. I'm using this one TP. I will use type admin only. No, admin is not password. Password. No, this is not right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Mm, no problem. Sir, this is my TP. Sir, every provider will map to any public IP any private IP address. They can adapt. They can adapt it. My TP link has been adapted class C IP address. They have NATed. Okay. If you use another operator, any other devices, they will use 172. If you use another IP devices, I mean brand, another. How many routers are there, guys? TP-Link is there. Can you say some home routers names? I'm unable to recognize.
D-Link,
Yes, yes. D-Link will use 172. Yes or no? Yeah. Another IP, another routers will use this one. Okay. Now all these things will be happen. This kind of communication we calling it as a NAT. Okay, what is the NAT? Network address translation. This will be done automatically in the home, in the office. See, networking guys will do this job. The home routers we call it as unmanageable routers. In the real time we are calling it as a manageable routers. Okay. Now, sir, now you what is the homework for you is homework is you need to identify your private IP address and your public IP address. And what is the router? What is the router that what is the router you are using? Sir, this is the homework for you. You just do for yourself. No need to send for me or anything. Okay. Just okay. Now, sir, this is also good. Public is there, private is there. Okay. Apart from that private and public, we have one more concept called loopback IP address. The loopback IP address is 172.0.0.0.0 like /subnet 8. Okay. Now, sir, whenever you install any application, by default it get mapped with the loopback IP address. Generally, we call it as a what we are calling, sir, what we are calling it as, sir. Can you read that? Anyone? Local host.
Localhost.
Yes, local host we are going to call it. Now, sir, my internet is working or not? My IP address is working or not? My TCP IP is working or not? How we can show the ping? You can say 197.0.0.0. Sir, my TP IP is not working here. Okay, why? I will, sorry. Now is at 0 1. See, my TCP IP is working fine. It is good. Sir, not only use this one, sir. You can use this within this network. Now I would like to give 152, 125. Sir, you can use up to 0. Whatever numbers you put doesn't matter. Mostly they will use 192.127.0.0. So if you are using IP addresses, these are the loopback IP addresses. Now I'm going to ping semicolons and 1. See, I'm getting the reply from IPv6 as well. Now, sir, now you can see entire block was reserved for the loopback IP addresses. Sir, this is not public. This is not private, sir. Okay, this is separate. We call it as a loopback IP address. Developers use 192.168 for testing web, sir. Whenever you install any web server, generally you used to do like this. Okay, the loopback IP address and the respective port numbers. I don't, as of now I don't have. You just get error page. I'm showing you. So on the same page, the web page you are trying to access in the within local machine, how it looks before pushing the into production, you can verify by using the loopback IP address. Okay, now this one completed. This one is completed. Now loopback IP addresses within the system only for this system. Private IP addresses within the router, within the network. Sir, as of now my router was connected to 4 devices. This private IP addresses will work only for my router, who what are the devices which are connected to the my home router only, within the my private network, right? My home, my private network, it will use within that. Public IP address, everything generally we use like if you want to having any issues or slowness, generally people might think Google DNS, which is 8.8.8.8. This is like internet, everything is in internet, but generally uh, nowadays to be, if you don't feel like, right, if internet is coming, if you want to know what the people dot, they open up page, they will type www.google.com. Whenever you say this page, yeah, internet is coming, generally yes or no, I used to do the same like. Okay, so public means overall connection. So this is the network address translation. Yeah, sir, that is also fine. Sir, who will managing all of this? Who are managing all of this? That is the one question I had, sir. Do you have the same doubt? Hello, I'm, yeah,
Correct.
sir. Yeah, who is managing all of this? Yeah, so there is a one organization. Yeah, there is a one organization called IANA. IANA is Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. So this is the organization who divides internet into classes, class A, class B, class C, and the private IP addresses and IPv6s. Everything was designed by the NAT, by the sorry, in the IANA. Sir, where it is hosted, sir? Where it is hosted? Los Angeles, California, USA. So now, can I say that uh, technically, technically it's a voluntary organization. It is located in the US. Most of the data centers are hosted in the US only. Technically, technically, if you speak that, right, it's a voluntary organization, but most of the internet was running by the US country only. This action makes angry for the US. Now what? Sorry, angry for China. What the China is doing? They have established a large data centers, and they have copied everything from the US to China data centers. Okay, this is well real time, but nobody will tell you officially. Sir, that is also good. Sir, to work with the SQL Server, we need to learn some important networking commands as well. We should know. Sir, what are they? So to clear, we can use CLS. Sir, one thing is like IP config. IP config will display all the IP addresses, all the network IP addresses which are connected. So why I'm getting there? Because I have installed VMware Workstation. So whenever you install Workstation, you will get virtual adapters, right? So that's the reason you are seeing all these many IP addresses. Okay. Now by default it will show now what IP config show. It will show detailed MAC address and DNS settings as well. If you configure DP slash all, it will show all the DSCP enable all the IP addresses. It will show. If you don't want, if you want to release new IP, if you can type release. Now the IP will become go release, and you won't get internet. That's the reason I am not entering this command. Now otherwise you can use renew. What will happen? if you type this renew, this IP will go to the DSCP server and you will get fresh IP address. Sir, for example, you have changed some IP, old IP to new IP, but still that system is taking old IP and old IP address only. That's the time you need to use flush DNS. You have to use for multiple times like this. Now, after that, you need to register that DNS. Register DNS, so that will get registered new DNS. Whatever the IP address you have configured, that will get registered for that in that cache. Okay, sir, if you want to communicate to the any particular IP address, you can use ping, packet internet gopher. Okay, now 192.7.0.0.1 I'm using like this. Okay, now sir, as of now it will pinging only 2 or 4 pings, right? If you see here, one, two, three, four. It uses by default it is using 4 packets. It sent 4 packets and received 4 packets, zero, no loss. But I want to test for 1 hour or for a long time. Then you have to use minus t. Minus t means continuous in loop. Sir, now if I use, yeah, see, until unless you cancel it here, you cancel it here. If you are having network issues and you want to see any packet loss or anything, you can use minus t. Ping the respective IP addresses here. Okay, and minus t. For as of now, I don't have any other system. That's the reason I'm using the loopback IP addresses. Okay. Now, sir, I want to test for 10. I want to test for 9. Now, then you can use hyphen n 10. Now I can remove this 10. I don't want to loop. Sir, it will go up to 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. See, 10 sent, 10 received. Now, not only IP addresses, sir, not only IP addresses, you can use double double dot. You can ping direct websites as well. So as of now, it is giving IP, IPv6 IP addresses. Now, sir, now, uh, sir, Google is hosted somewhere else. I don't know. Now, if I use trace it double double dot google.com, it will tell you, sir. Uh, Whenever you book a bus to from Hyderabad to Bangalore, they will give the stops, right? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, same way. If from my home machine to reach the Google, how many routers are that I need to cross? It will tell you. It is showing the routers. For second router, third router, sir. Maximum 30 routers it will show to reach the Google from my home machine. I have these many things that I need to cross. Okay, not required. Yeah. Now, sir, name resolution. Sir, everybody will have original name and nickname. Yes, sir, agreed or not? Hello, sir. Now,
Uh,
yeah,
yes.
sir. Now, SQL that we are calling it as a name resolution. Sir, whenever I call you Pandu, like if you have that nickname assigned to you, obviously you are going to look that, right? Yes or no? Now who will do all of this means DNS. DNS will do all these jobs in the Active Directory for us. Okay. Uh, Now you to see that ns lookup google.com. Sir, so this is the IP address. Now copy. You can go to the Google and instead of I double double dot google.com. Sir, I'm using this IP addresses. See what happened, guys? When I use enter, what happened? This IP address is converted into the IP address is converted into Google, right? Yes or no? Google page. Yes or no? This is called DNS resolution. Okay, sir. Whenever, sir, sometimes what will happen, right? You are unable to connect to the SQL server using your name, right? Yes or no? But you are able to connect using private IP address of that SQL server. Now, what could be the issue? Mapping was not happen correctly. So that's the reason why we are learning all of this. Okay, so now somebody will come you, Arsha, I'm unable to connect to the SQL server with the name, with the name. But I'm able to connect with the IP address. But I don't like this man. How long I remember the name? So could you please help me with the that? But what can else you do? It is a networking concept. It's a Active Directory concept, right? Now you need to show that proof to the people. You need to write, okay, sir, now here I'm if you we are getting that, like, right? So we are getting, I'm using be act fiber, you are using this DNS was looked, I mean mapped to the google.com. Okay, so now this is what this server is hosted from. I am from this server I am getting the network IP addresses, sorry, response I'm getting. Okay, from there, the google.com is originally hosted on these IP addresses. Now I can say that if you had any issues, you will get here value called unknown value. So now you can take the screenshot. You can drop an email to the Active Directory team. Hello team, mapping was not happen correctly. Could you please check and let me know? Otherwise, we can schedule a call so that we can discuss further. So you need to work like that. Troubleshooting sometimes will not be in our hands as well. It could be out of our box as well. We should know how to work with other teams as well with the proofs. Okay, and yep. Now this is the trace it nsloop dot. How to see the host name? What is my laptop host name? Lenovo. Okay, what are the MAC addresses I am having? Get MAC. So all these are the MAC IP addresses. Okay, now how many users are created in this mission, sir? How to know how many users are creating? You can use net users. Sir, what is the password policy? Sir, now I have a doubt, sir. Whenever you lock your office laptop, right? You don't know whether what is how many times if you wrongly enter your password, it might get locked. Yes or no? You should know how to know what is the password policy that was configured for our policy. Then for that you can use net accounts. Sir, lockout threshold. Sir, it is my laptop. It is my laptop in your organization. Now whenever you go to the office, right, you can use net accounts and then you can check lockout threshold policy is 5 or 6 or 2. In my organization it was 6. If I enter wrongly for 6 times, then it will get locked. How many minutes it will get locked? 30 minutes. After that, it automatically. In our case, it might be never. Why? Because that you Active Directory user admin has to be reset, and you can also see the computer role. When your password changed, when your password change, all these password policy details you will get to know by using net commands. Now, sir, if you want to know whether you are logging as a local admin or networking admin, you want to know who am I. This is my computer name, this is my username. And if you want to see net start, when you started your operating system, along with your operating system, these many services are started along with the OS. Okay, and what are the port numbers? What are the port numbers that are start minus A? All the established connections, whenever you are listening means the connection was established, the connection was established. all these port numbers, everything you can see there. There is one more chapter while configuring the best practices. We will discuss more on this. Okay, and sir, I am having a network issue. How can you confirm? You can use the ping command and it will takes it will tell you the live, but it will not tell the history, right? So for that you can use netstat hyphen sp ip. Sir, now you can see that data received header errors 0, packets, all this information. If you see that, right, you will get some clarity whether you are having network issues or not. Okay, now using this information you can go to the networking team. Hello team, I'm getting some networking errors, could you please let me know whether I'm facing the network issues or not. Okay, why I'm getting reassemble failures, why I'm getting the fragmentations, all these issues, why all should be as a 0, if it should be like healthy, you can question them. Okay, yeah. So all this information, if you want to know the TCP IP on like how many packets, only TCP IP you can see, failed connections attempts 380, passive, all this information you can have a proof to work with the networking. Okay, now this is good. Now coming to next topic, sir, all these are the important commands. So you can I will give the copy. These commands you can practice on your own. Okay, so that now coming to types, sir, my question for you is how many operating systems are have? Mainly two kind of operating systems are there. One is server operating system and client operating system. In the server operating system category, there are two major vendors. One is Microsoft, one is Linux, which is open source and commercial. In the client operating system also, we are having Microsoft and Linux. In the Microsoft, all these whenever you see that server, we are having server word. Windows Server 2003, 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 12 R2, 16, 19, 2012, all these are server operating system from Microsoft family. For open source and commercial with Linux operating system, Red Hat, Red Hat Enterprise, Enterprise. So these are all like server operating systems. Now coming to client operating system in the Microsoft end, Microsoft XP 7, 8, 8.1, Vista 10, 11. And coming to server home users, Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, all these are comes under. Now this one. Now you tell me how to find the what is the operating system. Type ms info. Just open here. You will get to know what is that. Where see, I'm using Microsoft Windows 10 Pro. See which category it will come? Client category. Sir, why should why what is the point of learning of this? Yes, you will get to know. Yep. Sir, now now sir, this is the traditional operating system. But later on, one company one company was changed entire architecture. One company. What is that? What is the company name? Anyone? Sir, now I am telling you.
Apple.
Sorry.
Apple.
No, 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 not Apple. Yeah, sir, this is my hardware, sir. This is my hardware. If I install operating system here, okay, can I install one more operating system here on the same machine? Can I install?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Virtual machine.
No, no,
Using virtual
no, no, not virtual
was
machine. Virtual, we will for some time we will leave the virtual machine. I am telling the on the live hardware on that right now on the laptop. Okay, for your sake, I'm saying that. Okay, this is my hard laptop. I'm having uh like I'm having like I'm having some name. One is C drive, D drive, sorry, D drive, E drive. One is F drive. I'm having. Sir, in the C drive, obviously, I'm going to install Windows operating system. Sir, in the D drive, can I install Linux operating system or any other operating system? Yes or no?
No.
No, yes, we can.
Yes, but
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes,
we can do that. But
yeah,
in that case, bootloader
yes,
would be shared. I think Windows.
yes. Sir, I can install Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11 or something else, Windows 10 or Apple, whatever that while starting your operating system, the bootloader will ask you until unless you set any default operating system. Harsha, I am having these many bootloaders. Which operating system do you want? Okay, I will say for namesake Windows this operating system. Okay. What about others? What about other operating systems? No, it will be act as a normal files. Yes or no? Until unless you restart again the bootloader will ask, okay, which operating system? Now I want this operating system. Again, when you restart, I will ask this operating system. Again I will ask this, sir. If you are here, are we using? Are we using all the operating systems simultaneously? That is what my question. Are we using or not?
No.
No. Yes.
No.
No. Now, which company help us to do this activity?
VMware.
Yes, exactly. So VMware is the company who entered virtualization market and changed the entire architecture. Now, sir, this is the same architecture, right? Now I'm changing my question. How many operating systems are there? Two operating systems generally, server operating system, client operating system. The next version is hypervisor. Hypervisor is the one kind of different operating system which allows multiple operating systems inside that. That is might be server, that may be client and everything. Okay, sir, in the operating systems, in the operator category, hypervisor category, we have two different types. What are they? Type 1 and type 2. In type 1 category, we are having first company was VMware. The second company was Microsoft. You know, right? About Microsoft. Sir, whenever the new future came into the market, and when Microsoft knows, okay, this future is getting more popularity than us, then what Microsoft will do?
It will buy that company.
Yes, it will buy the company. If it is not, if it is unable to buy the company, what it will do?
It create similar
It will
product.
Yeah,
create a similar product like.
yeah, exactly. Similar product. Good. Now it the same thing. It created a similar future. What is that future?
Hypervisor.
Hyper OS. Hyper Windows Server hypervisor. You can say like that. Okay. Now type 2, right? Type 1 is for organizations. Type 1 is for organization. Sir, whenever you are high, low hardware got, to the it will transfer for the another host. Type 2 is for home users. Whatever you said that VMware workstation, right? Now I'm using open workstation. Sir, this is for VMware workstation is for practice purposes. For practice purposes to in order to text R&D development, if you want to do anything, you can install all multiple operating system you can use. Sir, sir, I agree with you. But anything happens to my laptop, can I use this VMware workstation?
No. No.
No, right?
No.
Yes. So that's the reason we are calling it as a type 2 for home users. Type 2 operating system. Now, sir, VMware is a company. What is the product, sir?
ESIX.
Yeah, ESXi, Elastic Sky Integrated. From Microsoft, what is the operating system, sir? From Microsoft, HyperOS.
HyperOS.
Citrix company is also there, sir. Citrix company is also there. What is the product name? Gen
Zen.
Zen server.
Gen server. Okay, sir. We from type 2. What is the from VMware? What is the product, sir? From VMware
VMware Workstation.
workstation. From Microsoft, what is that from Microsoft?
Hyper-V.
Hyper-V Manager.
Hyper-V. From Citrix, from not Citrix, for not Citrix, that is called Oracle. Sorry, my correction, small correction needed. From Oracle, what is that, sir?
Oracle
Sir,
VirtualBox.
Oracle VirtualBox. Sir, Oracle VirtualBox Hyper-V Manager is free, sir. Sir, but I'm VMware is also free, but you will get the keys from internet. Okay, but who are not traveling to the US, they only has to use that. Okay, but in India we don't have that much of strict restrictions, but in US and Canada we are having that so many restrictions. So if you can use any one of that, but I for me I am diehard fan for the VMware workstation from very long time onwards. I am using VMware workstation as well. Yeah, if you see here, everything like whatever I do VMware testing, like building labs, everything I used to do this. See, SSS lab, DC, Node 1 and Node 2, Node 3, Node 10, everything I have have done using this VMware workstation only. Sir, if you know the if you are good at very any other boxes, you can configure the virtual machines on this. Okay. Now these are the new changes, sir. Previously, one hardware on hardware we are installing in the only one operating system. Okay, this is olden days. On top of that, one now here type one hypervisor. Type one hypervisor. We are installing hypervisor. On top of that, operating multiple operating system. On top of that, whatever the application that your organization using, on top of that, you are using separate applications. This is type one hypervisor you are using for the company. Sir, this is my laptop. On laptop, I am using Windows 10 operating system. On top of that, I am using Windows VMware workstation. And anything happens, on top of that, I have installed multiple operating systems. Anything happens to this my laptop, everything went down. But here, whenever anything happens to this main hardware, it they will do high availability in the real time. So all these operating systems will go to the another node. That is the difference between type 1 type 2 hypervisor. Now, to make you understand, so they will configure high availability between these two nodes. Sir, whenever anything happens to this node, okay, every workload will get transferred from this machine to this machine. Okay, uh, so this is who will do this, guys. Wintel team, VMware team, VMware team will do this. Generally, all these are like managed by the Windows team. That's the reason we used to call Wintel team. Intel team will manages Windows, VMware, and um, Exchange server depending upon the organization policy, sir. Generally, we call it as a Wintel team. Sir, in the resume also you will see sometime in Naukri we will see Wintel admin job openings for Wintel admins. Yep. Sir, this is the type 2 hypervisor. Now coming to this thing, what is the sir? What is server, sir? Sir, whenever you go to the hotel, there is a server, right? Server, come here. We used to call this like what the server will do. Whatever you order, they will bring the idli, dosha, whatever you order, it will bring. The same way, the server operating system will also have services. In hotel, we have idli, vada, something like that. Oh, but in the server operating system, we are having FTP, DNS, DAP, DSCP. So many other services are there. Okay, from client operating system we are, sir, if you are downloading one web page, what is the order that you need to order? Web page, HTTP.
HTTP.
Sir, if you want to download one file, what is that, sir? FTP.
FTP.
Sir, if you want to sir, if you want get IP, what is the service behind this role? DSCP. So DNS will give the website at name to IP, IP to name. All these are comes under server operating system. Client OS was divine client operating system, like what you are using in the laptop, like Windows 10, all these. Like we don't configure any services in that. We are just using these services from those machines. That's the reason we are calling it as a client operating systems. Okay, what is the time right now? Yeah, it's already 10. So I am stopping here. Tomorrow we are going to see the SQL Server installation tomorrow. Okay, don't think that we are going to basics. Sir, these basics are very mandatory. Nobody will tell you this foundation. Sir, we are not into commercial track. If we are in commercial track, I will be complete within 45 days or 30 days. Okay, chalo, tata, bye bye. It is not like that. Okay, so we have to travel 3 months or more than that, depending upon how you guys are taking the concept. Is that clear? Any
Yes.
doubts?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Also, Harsha, can you like make the presentation full screen? Like it, like the font is very small, right? Going forward, if you
Yeah, sure, sure,
like that,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Any doubts apart from? Yeah, okay,
So,
guys. Yep. Yeah, tell me.
Harsha, regarding that WhatsApp group, right? That batch two you said.
Yeah,
So that will be allowed only when we pay the fee.
yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, okay, Harsha.
After, yeah, what may I know what is your name?
Pasha Harsha.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I remember you, man. I remember you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any doubts, guys? No, right? Yeah, I'm stopping the recording now.